from my roots back in Kansas. Back when you're riding on your horse and you're out on the range and you're just doing some horse camping and all, so it's not taking up any room at all really. And this can be good for kayak camping. It could be good for anything really. I even carry you. I'll go from some expensive options to options that hardly cost anything at all, less than $10. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to show you several different methods to cook. We're down here at the river enjoying this bright sunlight day. And actually the sun just keeps getting hotter, so I'm going to open up this awning and let's get started. So far I've been really happy with this top oak 270-degree awning. It's been doing a great job. Have some shade now for cooking dinner. And today I'm just going to take you through the different methods that I've used throughout the years to cook. And all these I've used for a period of time. And just some ideas for you guys at home to see what cooking method will be best for you. I'll go from some expensive options to options that hardly cost anything at all, less than $10. To get out here and grill a good steak or grill some burgers. So let's get started. All right, the very first one we're going to look at is the TemboTusk. It's a Skottle. I'm kind of excited about this one. This is going to be the first time cooking on this. Haven't ever cooked on it before, and I actually won this. I was at Overland of America's rally there in Oklahoma, and this is one of the door prize. This is a really great door prize to win. And this will be my first time setting it up, so let's go through the pieces of it. So first off, I see in this container here, looks like the legs for it. Here's the Skottle itself. Looks very well made. I'm very impressed with the quality of this. Let me back these wing nuts off and put the legs on. All right, then we have this burner in here. Looks like we have several adapters. This looks like an adapter we can use the smaller butane fuel propane bottles, or you can use one of the green gas bottles. I actually brought a green gas bottle for us today. All right, we're gonna go over different types of ways I cooked for a lot of years. What I cooked with for the longest time was this right here. It's a Harley-Davidson grill. I actually won this at Harley-Davidson for points I had for making purchases, because as you know, once you buy a Harley, you have to accessorize it. So I had enough points, they gave this to me for free. Now, I've seen these before just by different brands. What I like about this, it's a really small grill. And stuff I look at is, with the Jeep, especially being the Jeep Wrangler starting off and a CJ7 before that, I haven't had very much cargo room to actually bring things along with me. What I liked about this Harley-Davidson grill was it's actually designed, you could throw it in the saddlebags or strap it onto the back of your motorcycle, which meant it was smaller. And whenever I started looking for equipment for my Jeep Wrangler, I started looking at things that would be made for backpacking, made for motorcycles, things along like that, kayak camping, because now you're talking stuff that's more compact, and that's what basically living in a Jeep Wrangler is like. You're in a very compact area. So I'll tell you what I liked about this grill was I just kept everything in here as one pack. I had the whole grill stuffed in here. I had my charcoal in here in little bags, so there was enough for 2 fires there. And I just kept it built into the pan of this. And what was neat about it is you would just put this together like this for your grease pan. And then you had your legs where it would sit on. And this was the whole size of the whole grill setup put together. I'm going to try to find something around the same size and link in the description for you guys, but I carried this thing with me for a long time. this thing could really cook some hamburgers too. This thing got hot. So what I liked about it was very easy. It was compact. I could carry quite a bit of charcoal that I just store in here. Actually, each one of these bags are good for about 2 trips. So about 4 burns of charcoal in this. So it's really easy to carry on my motorcycle. And I carried in my Jeep when I wasn't carried on my motorcycle. So I was very happy with this grill. Another grill similar to the Harley-Davidson grill is this one. It's very, very simple. I think we also won this one somewhere for maybe $10, $15 grill. But the neat thing about it is you can put your charcoal in here. You can slide this grate on here. And this thing gets hot. It cooks food really quick. It did its job, and it's really compact. So that was another option we used to carry back when there's not a lot of room. And I actually still carry this grill in my Gladiator if we just want something really quick. It's just for one person or even 2 people. This thing is perfect for that. It doesn't take up any room at all. It packs down so small. And plus, once you take it apart, you can store stuff in here as well, giving you more room inside the Jeep. Now my next option is something I've done a lot of times. I still do it sometimes. It kind of comes back from my roots back in Kansas. Back when you're riding on your horse and you're out on the range and you're just doing some horse camping and all, you don't have a lot of room for equipment unless you're packing with a pack mule or something like that, which we never did. We normally just rode with what we had with what we rode with. And we used to just carry a simple grate from a barbecue grill. And something was neat about this is we'd get on a beach like this where there's some rock. You dig yourself a little hole like this. Then you go looking for some rocks. So I'm gonna go find some rocks and I'll be right back. All right, here we go. Now the key to this one is finding some rocks around the same size. Because what you're gonna do is when you dig down into your pit, you're gonna want to kind of make this level across here, which here's my grate. So you don't want it wobbly. If it's wobbly, whenever you're using your spatula with your food, it's going to be wobbly and tip over. So you want to dig those in there good. Make sure everything's flat and normal. And that's still just a little bit wobbly. You want to make sure that the rocks are just covering the edge of your cook surface here, so you have all the cooking space that you need when you're making a meal. I'm just going to dig this up a little bit more. All right, that's perfect. So that's good and sturdy now. So next thing you're going to want to do is carry some charcoal with you. And I normally put my charcoal in a different container. You can wrap it up in a Ziploc bag. And you can also save some more room by getting the no lighter fuel latch, no lighter fuel or fluid needed. So that way the charcoal's already soaked in there and you're not having to worry about carrying another container of charcoal for you. This is the one I carry in the Jeep. I'm able to just put it into this hole. And it really depends on what you're cooking. If you're cooking something simple like some hamburgers, hot dogs, you won't need as many coals. If you're cooking something like a steak and you want to get a really good sear on, then you're going to need a lot more coals. That looks about right. So next thing, you test this to make sure that's steady. And however close you want the flame to be is how you're going to control this, is by how high or how deep you make this pit here to where your charcoal is going to be. Then you use your lighter. Get it all the way around. And just like any other barbecue grill that you got at your house or whatever, we just let these coals get white and then it's time to eat. But what I like about this method, it's very tight and small. And again, the only thing that you're having to pack with you is your grate and your charcoal. So it's not taking up any room at all, really. And this can be good for kayak camping. It could be good for anything, really. I even carried this one time on my motorcycle as well to really pack down light. So this is the easy way to do it. The biggest secret in it is just making sure that your outer rocks are flat and it's very stable. Otherwise, whenever you go to flip the hamburgers or the steak or whatever, you're going to dump everything off. So that's the biggest key to that. Another thing that I got, this was actually bought by complete accident. I was looking for, and you've probably seen in my videos, the big fire shield that goes around your fire pit, which reflects all the heat towards you. And I thought I'd ordered one of those on Amazon. This is where I learned that you really have to pay attention to size on Amazon, because instead of this big heat shield that I was hoping for, I get this in the mail. And I was like, boy, that seems like an awful small package for such a big shield. And what it ended up being was something that was pretty small, but I figured out a use for it. I didn't send it back. I was like, well, it's my fault. I didn't see how big it was in the description, and I thought it was pretty cheap because I think it was under $20, and this is what it turned out to be. But I've used this for other things. I've used it to block wind, but I got to thinking one time, this might go good around my fire. I could put this like a cone around it. And I could put my grate up here, and this has worked out really good. This traps all this heat up here, and it shoots up here like a chimney. And I've cooked some good steaks and burgers on this, and it's really the biggest thing with this, again, kind of like the other deal, you just got to make sure that you get it stable and steady so you don't dump it off whenever you're trying to cook with it. And you can spread this out a little bit more. This is the one with 12 pieces, so it gave me a bigger area if I had something bigger I need to cook. And I've actually used this quite a bit out on the trail, and these coals get really white really quick just because there's not a whole lot of space here. It's it's insulated and trapping everything up. And this has really been a legit fire pit for under $25. That actually worked out really well too. So there's several ideas that are inexpensive to be able to cook on the trail and while you're backpacking or camping. And those are the most simplest I found for cooking barbecue steak, stuff like that. And be responsible. After you start a fire like this and have it, don't just leave it for the next person. Go ahead and completely put it out. Use as much water. You can get it right out of the creek. Pour it over the top until nothing's hot no more. And then after I see it's all cooled down, I'm not feeling any heat off of it, just go ahead and bury it back down into the rocks. As long as it's out, that's fine. You don't want to leave a fire burning under the rocks, but as long as you know it's out, it's okay to dig a hole, bury it. That way you're not inconveniencing the next people that come through, and it just kind of makes everything look better. So that's several ideas how you can use charcoal to start a fire and to cook your supper with. And it's fun to not only just focus on hamburgers and hot dogs, because that's what we used to do, especially with the kids and all. That was the easiest. But it's good to also get a really good meal while you're out, and bring some steaks, bring some other things along with you to where you can cook out, get a good tasty meal, and enjoy it. And the last way of cooking is the JetBoil. A lot of people like these. It was a long time before I went ahead and made the purchase on one of these. I actually cooked with an old Coleman stove for over 20 years and was very happy with that. But whenever I replaced it, I did upgrade it to like one of the JetBoil systems. And these are great systems. What I like about this is we can connect this directly to the propane tank, or we can still use one of those small green bottle gases. But it's good if you're going to buy one of these, go ahead and get the adapter plug so you can hook it to a bigger tank. And inside here is my kit. I got knives, I got pans, And I got the JetBoil system. So what I like about this, it packs down into a 2-burner stove, but it packs down very tight, and everything's just contained inside this one bag. So I like that a lot about that, and it's been a very good product. But it also costs some money, but you can look at it like a one-time purchase. But it is nice where everything packs down well. Then from the JetBoil family, my all-time favorite has been this JetBoil. It's nice because everything packs down inside just this one unit. And I do like this JetBoil. This has been one of the most handiest. I had to replace it a while back. I like this new design it has. This seems like it's going to be a lot safer than the old design. Not that there's anything wrong with the old design, but this thing heats water so quick, and I like the way you can see as it's boiling. You'll see me use this a lot. And this is even good for those meals that are ready to eat. You can just pour your hot water in with this, and you can cook soup and things like that inside these containers as well. So this has been one of my favorite kits that I'm glad I made the purchase on, and would definitely do it again. Well, that's a wrap for this. Please let me know if you like these types of videos. Please like and subscribe. If you have a better way of doing and cooking outdoors, something I didn't think of, please put in the comments below. I'm always looking for new ideas, and we'll see you in the next video.